Welcome to We Didn't Plan for This, a special series from How Yoga Changed My Life. Normally on the podcast, we talk about practices like movement, breathwork, and meditation, and how they've changed people's lives. But this series, it's different. It's about the moments that shift everything. The seasons you didn't see coming, and how we keep showing up anyway. And if something here resonates with you, follow our show, share it with someone who might need it, or send us a message. Because the truth is, we didn't plan for this, but we're here. Hi, this is Adrienne. Welcome to another episode of We Didn't Plan for This. I'm sitting on the dock behind a little condo in Corpus Christi. I wasn't planning on recording an episode this weekend, but life has a way of handing you stories when you least expect it. Mallory just gotten home from a mission trip to Oklahoma with her church, where she spent the week helping build homes, kind of like Habitat for Humanity. She was on a bus for 8 hours. I picked her up, and instead of unpacking and chilling out with her at home, we packed up the car and headed to the beach. On the drive, we did as we always do. We turned up the music. We listened to all our favorite songs. It brought back so many memories from when Brian and I worked at Coors. They sponsored artists like Brooks and Dunn, Rascal Flatts, and Luke Bryan, so we got to experience some incredible concerts and events. Brian and I even got to sit on the side of the stage during a Brooks and Dunn concert. Those weren't just concerts, though. They were chapters of our life together. So there we were, driving to the beach, listening to our favorite songs. Then, Don't Take the Girl came on. 1 minute I'm singing, the next minute I'm crying. When you've been married to someone for over 20 years, music stops being music. It becomes memories. Sometimes grief arrives because of a 3-minute country song. Grief is a motherfucker. It's this heaviness that lives inside you. Sometimes the present moment is enough to keep it quiet. Other times, your feet get swept out from under you, and before you know it, it's sitting on your chest, reminding you it's still there. Sometimes it shows up in the middle of a country song you've heard 100 times before. We're staying at this peaceful condo on the Packery Channel. We arrived just in time for the sunset. Mallory, who's been away from her phone for a week, curled up in the bed, scrolling through what went on while she was away. I sat on the dock and FaceTimed Campbell. She wasn't there physically. She's off building a life of her own now. But there I was, sitting on a dock in Corpus Christi, with one daughter curled up inside the condo, and the other one smiling back at me through a phone screen. For a few moments, we were all together. It's just a different kind of family vacation now. Not worse, just different. I watched these black skimmer birds fly just inches above the water. They reminded me of the blue angels, so precise, so graceful as they skimmed the water with their bills looking for a snack. It was almost like they were professional ice skaters gliding across the ice. It's funny what you notice when you give yourself over to the moment. A black skimmer caught a fish that looked way too big to carry. It struggled to get airborne, while a seagull laughed from the dock at the skimmer's clumsily bobbling its prize. I found myself completely invested in whether that little bird was going to make it. As fish launched themselves completely out of the water right in front of me. The fish were jumping so high, they looked like they were celebrating something. I found that when I can quiet my thoughts and just be still in the moment, My senses can actually absorb more than the environment. It's amazing what you notice when you finally slow down. I realized something this weekend. When I finally stop replaying the past or worrying about what's next, I start noticing what's right in front of me. The birds, the fish, the breeze, my girls. None of it takes the grief away, but it reminds me that life is still happening. I can miss him deeply and still laugh at fish. I can cry because of a country song and still be excited to paddleboard tomorrow. Maybe healing isn't about choosing between grief and joy. Maybe it's learning there's room for both. And this weekend, they both came with us. If this conversation meant something to you, share it with someone who might need it too, or reach out and tell us what landed with you at Yoga Changed on Instagram. And before you go, take a breath. Take a second. You don't have to have everything figured out right now. We didn't plan for this, but we're here.